better not easy.
All right, tell us about your first one.
All right, my first one is my OG favorite verse, because I have a few, right?
Okay.
My OG favorite verse, which I thought would go well after you spoke about yours, just now. Like, I literally just pieced them together. Is Romans 12, 1 and 2.
Hope you guys like this Bible page ASMR. Go ahead.
All right. And I'm reading in CSB. I know you're ESV, and then I have it in NASB over here, so. What are you doing?
Sorry, go ahead. Just trolling the camera. Go ahead.
Therefore, brothers and sisters, in view of the mercies of God, I urge you to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true worship. Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is good, pleasing, and perfect.
Yeah.
Wait, so you may discern what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God.
Yeah, and mine again, I'm ESV. It's slightly worded slightly differently, but it says the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
I'm reading NASB, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good, acceptable, and perfect. I love translations.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because we're translating, through Greek into English, and it's like sometimes it may be worded slightly differently depending on how you would interpret that translation. But
they all mean similar things.
They all
right?
link together for sure.
Yeah. Discern, prove, and what was yours?
Discern.
Test.
Yeah. By testing, you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Yeah. So tell me about it. What do you think about this?
I just thought, before I get into the why I picked this verse, I just thought it went well with what you were saying. Like, yes, he came for the sinners, but also we need to discern and test and renew our minds and not stay stuck, right? Like, that's what we were talking about. So it just goes hand in hand. Like, that's why I wanted to read it. That we need to be presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice that is acceptable to God, right? We don't stay the same. It's just like, because we can doesn't mean we should. And later on, he says, Paul says in Romans, that just because, that like if we are to go on sinning, by no means, right? So that grace may abound. Am I supposed to keep sinning so that grace may abound? And then he's like, by no means. That's not what I'm trying to prove here, and that's not what I'm trying to say, because Romans is all about faith, not by like what the I'm not gonna get into it. But faith,
it's about walking in what God wants you to do, and it's about transforming who you are to uphold the standard of God. And it's like, yes, while God came for the sinners and not the righteous, he wants you to become righteous. He wants you to become holy, not through your own strength, but only through surrender. Right.
Not a works-based salvation.
Right. But exactly, that's why here, like in Romans, it's so interesting to me to see the straight up understanding that Paul kind of writes out here, where he's talking through all these things, and it's like, there is no mistaking that God exists and what we should do when we go to him. You know, when we go to him, we can't help but be changed.
Right.
It's not like, like he says later, he's like, so what do you do then now that you're free? Like, do you just keep on sinning? Do you just keep on doing all those things?
Right.
Like, by no means. Like, of course not.
Right.
Because God has called you to something higher. He's called you to walk in his ways. And if you truly love God, what are you going to bring him as a sacrifice? Well, first you're going to bring him whatever you have.
Yeah.
So if what you have is broken and destroyed and ugly, then bring him that.
Yeah.
But as you go, you're going to keep on bringing him things. And as you grow, you want to keep on bringing him more beautiful versions of yourself, not through your own strength, but through the surrender that you give him, because he's going to change you over time.
Exactly.
Right? He's going to transform you. He's going to transform your mind. He's going to transform who you are. Yeah, Absolutely. I love that verse for sure. Hey, Brandon here. If you want to check out this full episode, you can do that on patreon.com/thesnipelife. This is the best way to help us to support what we're doing here on the Better Not Easy channel. Thank you very much.
So just remember that following Jesus